Hey, Caitlin, welcome back to another episode.
Hi, it's so great to be here.
It is. So, back with Cocktails, Tangents, and Answers, though this is our intern view episode, right?
Yes, I will never lose out on an opportunity for a pun. So, interview, interns, intern view.
That's where that comes
Before we're
from.
calling it our, it's a two-parter. So come back in a month or so when we're done with our interns, and we'll see what they learned.
Yeah, so they just started and they're doing an interesting project, which
Yeah,
is
we talk about that in a minute.
okay. So, I'm going to just hold off on that and let that come in the episode, but it's a
Let them
very
tell us.
different
Yeah.
internship.
Yes.
We are trying an experiment this year.
Yeah.
But also because our interns are both, I think they're both sophomores in college,
They're just
right?
little babies. They're
And
sweet little babies.
they're both under 21. So we're doing a virgin cocktail today,
Yes.
but we're going to zing it up a little bit.
Of course we are. Today's recipe is for a traditional Shirley Temple with a little pizzazz. I just learned this. I didn't know this. A traditional Shirley Temple is made with ginger ale, grenadine, and maraschino cherry. But modern times, I think the advent of the bar, like the cocktail gun, the seltzer gun, right? Most oftentimes you'll find them with a lemon lime soda instead of ginger ale. So
So a 7-Up or a Sprite,
yeah,
or one of
yep.
there's a generic older time one. I can't remember the name
Shasta.
of it. Shasta. Oh God, Shasta, bringing back memories. Oh, I don't know if we can do a tangent on Shasta because that
We
takes
don't
me to
have time.
Fanta, and then I get to the "Do you want a Fanta" commercials.
I think I saw like the reimagination of the "Do You Want a
Yes,
Fan?" Like
they brought it
like
back.
it came
Yeah,
back like at a Super Bowl or something,
huge
probably
resurgence
15
on
years
that.
ago. Yeah,
Yes.
it was very colorful. That's what I remember.
All right, so walk me
Anyway,
through a
yeah.
Shirley Temple. So you said traditionally ginger ale, maraschino cherries, and
A splash of grenadine.
a splash of grenadine.
Yeah.
So
this,
how are we making this bougie?
Well, I am a cherry snob and will only accept Luxardo cherries. And so we
Amen
have,
to that.
yes, we have lemon lime soda. We have some of that Luxardo cherry syrup goodness, and a couple of maraschino cherries. And it is quite tasty.
And then, do you put the grenadine in it, or does the syrup qualify? Or
I'm counting the syrup. I think it's like similar. The only difference, I guess, grenadine is technically made from pomegranate juice, which I just learned.
So you could do a splash of pom in there if you wanted
Yeah.
to. Give it a little purple.
Yeah, if you wanted. My in-home bartender husband bought pomegranate juice on our last trip through the grocery store because he can't find the type of grenadine that he wants because he is kind of a snob, and I found that entertaining.
Okay, so you're a cherry snob. He's a grenadine snob.
We're a match made in heaven.
Also, you're very particular, as we know, about your gins and your rums. And
the rum is his doing.
Oh, that's
his fault. Okay. Yeah, he did that to himself. So he it's been 9 years. He knows what he signed up for.
Okay, that's good. I think we talked about that in a previous episode, the whole like being together. I think it was maybe last week or the week before. All right, so that is our recipe. We'll have that in the notes for the podcast, of course, and it'll be on the podcast landing page. And I do like that we can do a non-alcoholic cocktail sometimes.
Right? Well, this is an all ages episode. I don't think there are any swears yet. So
I don't think so. And if you were to make that with alcohol, you just throw like a clear liquor in it. You would probably use gin.
I would use gin. Yeah.
You could use a vodka. You could probably use a rum, cherry, pomegranate juice, and rum. That might be good.
Probably.
Kind of like a cherry limeade. I don't know. Interesting. Except there's no lime.
It's basically like a soda, with a twist.
Cherry soda.
Yeah. And then I don't know.
Interesting. That's we just went down a tangent with our cocktail, which might be a first time for the podcast, and ramped off of other cocktails as well.
Yeah.
All right. So I know you talked to the interns. You talked to each of them separately.
Yeah.
So we have two of them. One is focused on design more so than anything else.
Emma's our design intern, and Zac not to be confused. So Zach is Z-A-C-H, not to be confused with our actual full-time employee, Zach, Z-A-C. He is focused on the technical side of things, so SEO and
Google ads,
and yes,
things like that.
And we're really I am excited because I get to see them nearly every day, and they're truly delightful.
All right, so I guess we take a break now, and then when we come back, we will talk to the interns in our intern view and learn about what exactly they're doing this semester.
Welcome back to Cocktails, Tangents, and Answers, a marketing podcast. I am Catelin Drey, one of your hosts here with intern Zac. He's one of our summer 2022 interns, and we're going to do something a little bit different than usual. We've got kind of a before and after scheme planned here. So it's like the second week. Is this your second week? Yeah, second week of internship, and we're going to kind of see where you are, what you're hoping to get out of it, and then hopefully, if this isn't too painful, you'll come back and chat with me at the end, and we can talk about kind of what you learned and all that. So to start, just tell me a little bit about yourself, Zach. Like, where are you from? What are you studying? What made you apply?
So like she said, I'm Zach, and I'm originally from Omaha, and I'm going to be a junior at Morningside University here in Sioux City, and I'm currently studying marketing, and I have a minor in psychology as well that I'm looking to get at. And the reason I applied for this is the marketing standpoint, a marketing company, and me studying marketing. I want to get like real life experience more than just learning in the classroom.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about this kind of off microphone. I can't really say off camera, but the like psychology piece of it is really interesting to me too, because that will be really helpful in kind of understanding how people's brains work and applying that to kind of the advertising side. What made you choose marketing as a major?
I don't really know. I just
They told me I had to pick something, so I did. There are many people that apply that rationale to their entire college experience, but
it just kind of appealed to me. Just the marketing side of everything. It's like it can fit in so many different categories all at once. So that's really what got me into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure you have heard this from your professors already, but a lot of things kind of in like the real world have shifted away from like knowing technical skills and being more like soft skills, like interacting with people and like being able to learn things on the fly. So that like broad kind of liberal arts type thing. I'm a Morningside College graduate, so I was there in the before times. So my degree is liberal arts, so kind of that same application, I guess, where you can pick something that's broad but then narrowly apply it to a variety of different things. To that end, I know you're an athlete, so I'm curious in your like life, and then also as it relates to this internship, what are you good at and what do you like doing?
I think I'm just good at connecting with people. I guess that's one of my strengths is I've always like got on campus and made friends easy, whether it's just basketball guys or anybody else. I think just connecting with people the most helps me a lot with a lot of different things, and
yeah. What do you like doing within that realm or elsewhere?
I just like talking to people in general.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always fun to learn somebody and what they do and like what they're good at, and just trying to learn people is way better than just sitting back and just...
It's what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah. How's that for blowing your mind? Right?
Yeah.
You're doing great. This is my favorite question on probably, like, anything food related is my favorite. But what is your favorite place to eat in Sioux City? You've been here for 3 years.
Like
2 years. Okay, 2.5. Have you established a favorite restaurant?
I like Four Brothers a lot.
Oh, that's a dark horse choice. Yeah. Their sweet potato fries are really good, aren't they? Yeah. Do you have do you get the same thing every time?
No, I always try and get something different every time I go there.
Okay. Have you had a favorite? What stands out?
Their pasta's kind of good.
Okay.
We have their pasta a lot when we have like dinners there before
Oh,
games.
yeah.
So we go there a lot.
My brother is an athletic trainer, and so at a different, like, mid-major school, and he talks about the team meals. Like, he doesn't buy groceries for, like, 3 months out of the year because he's just eating what the team eats. Like, they just line them up in the buffet. I'm kind of jealous of the carbohydrate consumption, but that's great. What part of this internship are you looking forward to the most? Have you decided yet?
I think just running a website with somebody different.
Yeah.
And like with a different creative mindset as me. I think that kind of what dragged me into this as well. Just running something like a website like this, that's something I've never done before. And just learning a bunch of different stuff about how a website works and like Google Ads and all that.
Yeah.
Seeing how like the internet works.
I know it's it's an important life skill at this point. It makes you a better employee and also kind of a better consumer. But so to kind of back up and let's like provide a little context. This is a different kind of internship from what I have seen like in this industry or others. So you and Emma are really just like responsible for running an entire like web store, the marketing, the content, the product. That I mean, like that's I'm not super involved with the technical side of your internship. So am I on the right track? Like what have I missed?
I think you got everything.
Oh,
I think we're
great. I'm nailing
basically just doing everything for it.
And you are responsible for
the digital side.
Okay, so like the more technical stuff, less visual, more like keywords.
Yeah.
And okay. Have you learned any fun tricks yet? Or are you still like absorbing?
Still researching.
Yeah. It's early.
Yeah,
okay.
Very early.
Have you had other jobs like? I don't want to say professional jobs, but like have you worked other like office-y settings or mostly like
not really.
Okay.
I just had like regular high school jobs.
Regular high school. I know I was like I don't know how to say that without sounding demeaning, but I like regular high school jobs is the right way to say it. I think that's great. So this is an interesting question then. Do you notice anything interesting about being at Antidote 71? Is it similar? Is it different to other places that you've worked? Or like places you've seen like maybe your friends work?
I think every single place has its differences, and like this place you see that you can ask anybody a question and they might be able to help, which I thought was really cool. Just like everyone knows each other and everyone can answer questions if you need help, and I just thought that was really cool. And you don't see that in a lot of places because everybody does their own stuff. More to say, but here like you can ask anybody.
Yeah. We are a small team, and so our bench is not really that deep. So like sports, we can talk about sports. But to that end, like we all kind of know a little bit about what each other does just by nature of being like, hey, can you fix this thing? And then it's like, also, can you teach me how to fix that thing next time so I don't have to bother you? And it just helps us all kind of like broaden our skill set. That's a really interesting observation. I thank you for noticing that about us. Have you decided at all what your post-college life looks like? Do you have no, it's too soon.
Not yet.
I don't want to put any pressure on you at all. As purely out of curiosity.
I kind of want to get into coaching. Like that's something I do, and in the summer I have coach a team.
We talked briefly about this. You coach like little people. I mean, like
I would like middle school.
Are they? I feel like middle school is still small, and then high school is like medium, and then college and up is large people. So I would still consider middle school like a small. It's like a Taco Bell small, though, not like a. You know what I mean? What is that like? I imagine there are some lessons you've been able to apply from there to.
Yeah, I think having a minor in psychology, it helps in the coaching standpoint too. Just like figuring out what little kids like, and you have to find the happy medium, like being their friend and being a pain in the butt to them.
Being an authority figure.
Yeah.
It's such a fine line. I have she's almost 2, and it's a little bit different, but kind of that same thing where you're like, I want to like hang out and do fun things with you, but I also have to teach you not to be a jerk. So it's like finding the right balance between those two. Yeah. Have you thought about how this internship might fit into post-college life?
Yeah, I mean, just getting real life experience here and doing it in the field where I'm getting my major in is always a bonus to do while you're in college.
Have you thought about how marketing and coaching fit together? That's intriguing to me.
I would say it more happens in the college, like you're marketing your like university out there to high schoolers to try and get them to come to your college.
Yeah. So you're thinking like you want to coach college, like college program?
I mean,
like that high level?
Whatever I can find.
Right? Yeah. Will you have me? I will be there. I totally get that. Yeah. Awesome. Well, this was delightful. Thank you for answering all of my questions. It was nice to chat with you. You're like our office introvert right now. So I'm really looking forward to using all of the things that I've learned here to force you to talk to me in the real when we're not on microphones.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Zac. Welcome back to Cocktails, Tangents, and Answers, a marketing podcast from Antidote 71. I am one of your hosts, Catelin Drey, and I'm here with intern Emma, one of our summer 2022 interns, and we're going to grill her about what she hopes to get out of this internship, but it will be painless, I promise. So thanks for being here, Emma.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. Like you had a choice. No, you did have a choice, and so really thank you. So let's start. Tell me just like a little bit, but like the good stuff about yourself. Where are you from? Where are you studying? What are you studying? How did you end up being here?
Okay, I'm Emma Drabi. I'm originally from Sioux City, Iowa, but I ended up going to school at Iowa State in Ames, Iowa. I'm a double major in advertising and graphic design, so I am very busy.
I was like, so I get no sleep and I'm studying all the time.
And I'm in multiple clubs, so that's fun.
I want to know about your clubs.
So I'm actually the president of
No big deal.
of Women Who Design, which is basically just a women empowerment club for design majors.
I love this so much.
Yes.
You're giving me goosebumps. This is spectacular.
So fun. It's so like amazing too when we have like big groups of people come in and like we all just have fun and we'll do a mix of like informational and like fun meetings. So we'll have like resume workshops and just like career readiness, I guess. Yeah. And then like we'll do craft nights, we'll do Pictionary, we'll do movies,
so
treats.
Is this like design majors only? Is that where the in design part comes in?
Yeah, we're trying to expand and just be like anyone who's interested in design can come too. So that's kind of how we have started like marketing ourselves, I guess, is like mostly majors in design just because that's a lot of like the stuff we go over. But we're also like, if you're interested, please come.
Yeah.
So
because I mean like that can be helpful, especially as people try and like diversify a skill set, but so much of that like career readiness, professionalism, that's applicable for anyone. I mean like that's I was talking with our other intern Zac a little bit about like soft skills and how valuable that stuff is. Has there been like have you had like a favorite professional nugget from that?
I don't know.
Putting you on the spot. I know. Does one thing stand out, like, or a couple of things?
Like as far as like what I've learned so far? I definitely think like web design has been something I've been interested in. Yeah. Just because it is such like a new thing too that they're starting to teach at Iowa State.
You've come to the right place.
Yes.
Because that's part of your internship with us too. Is like website management design. I mean, I don't know a ton of like the nitty gritty details of what you're doing, but that's, I mean, like you're thinking through like concepting, interface, like user experience, all of those things, right? Yeah. I love this crossover right now. It's like, like crossover. It's a crossover episode. We're doing a crossover episode. That's spectacular. I also want to talk about the like empowerment piece of that. Can you say more about that?
I don't know. I guess I'm just all for like women supporting women. So like, and because like women are so underrepresented, like even in the design field, which like you wouldn't think that, but like that really is how it is. So just to have that like space where like women in design can come together and just like be there for each other and support each other.
Do you find that there are more or less like men versus women majoring, or is it pretty equally split?
I guess for me it's hard to tell because a lot of my classes have a lot of like women in it. But like you look at like architecture and landscape architecture and like industrial design, and those are very male dominated. So
this is like design on a very broad scale. Yeah. That's super interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of interdisciplinary participants then? Like I was picturing it as like in the College of Visual Arts, but this is like all...
This is College of Design, so it's interior, graphic, industrial architecture, landscape architecture. I feel like, interdisciplinary, which is like the fine arts and stuff like that. So
you have a huge circle then. That's spectacular. So you're getting to pick up like some architecture tips and they're getting some like website stuff. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, we had a meeting this past semester where we kind of like looked at other people's work from like each major. And so I was like, whoa, like I did not know that was like stuff that you guys are learning.
Yeah.
So
that's
so
I was
cool.
Like, can I audit a club? Am I too old to join this club? I think this would be very fun. I'll sit quietly in the back. You won't even know I'm there. That's not true at all. I would absolutely participate. That's also really one of the reasons that I like doing the job that I do, is because I get to see so many different industries and kind of the inner workings of things. Like I know much more about semi trucks and insurance than I ever thought that I would. And like some of that is useful in like even just a like small talk conversation where you can be like, oh, I understand what you're talking about because I've had this XYZ experience. So that's super interesting. I want to kind of revisit or go back to what it is that brought you here. Like, what are you good at and what do you like doing that made you feel like this internship was the place you needed to be?
Honestly, like what drew me towards this internship so much was the fact that I wasn't just going to be sitting here working on like projects that other people were working on. And it was like I had like this own thing that I would be able to create and like build on. Yeah. Which that was really appealing to me.
Yeah. So let's fill in some context. And I touched on this a little bit with Zac too, but this to me is like a very different internship than what you would find in a lot of other businesses and even like in the marketing field specifically. So you and Zac are in charge of like building, designing, maintaining a web store basically. And so you're choosing products and designing things. You're in charge of like website analytics and visual design. It's like you kind of have free reign, and then our leadership team is kind of acting as your bosses. Is that fair? Like, okay. Yeah. I remember when Rich rolled out the concept of this, like it was something that he had kind of been percolating on because part of what we want to do too is like provide value to you guys, but also like potentially create future employees for us where like this is a very real world application for your skills. And I remember when he was talking about this in our staff meeting and we were all like, this is a spectacular concept because it's so different from what a lot of internships are, where it's like you show up and you're like, oh, I'm, running papers from one place to the next or answering phones or So it's fun to hear that kind of like reciprocated back to us that like that experience is what was exciting to you. Yeah. So what part are you looking forward to most?
I guess I've already started doing like the website design stuff. So that's been super fun because another one of my little like interests in graphic design is like layout, whether it be like magazine or like web layout. Like it's just really fun to like arrange the stuff and like make it look pretty.
And so much of that too, like as we have been working on websites, a lot of people think through like what it should look like visually, but the part that some website designers miss is the way that it should function. And so being able to like see those pieces work together from the outset is, I hope, really valuable for you. Yeah,
I definitely think it will be.
That's so cool. Have you had other like professional, like air quote professional jobs?
I've done a few other internships.
Yeah.
Last summer I was at my mom's office helping them out. So.
Yeah.
But I did like some projects for them, but a lot of it, like, same thing. It was just like busy work, like them having, like, me helping them with projects. And then I did one during high school at, like the Northwest Education Agency.
Sure.
I don't know if I can say
that. Yeah. At another local business.
At another agency for education. And that was like, I guess I was still kind of like new to the design world. So I wasn't like, I didn't have the skills that I do now.
Yeah.
But a lot of that was like helping them finish up the posters, helping them finish up the banners. So it was a lot of just like, again, like helping them with stuff, and it wasn't really like creating something on
not
my
as
own.
much like initiative required.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that people don't necessarily appreciate either about having an intern, is that it's a lot of work on the side of the business to manage and like create like meaningful work for another person that's not necessarily what they would be doing day to day, or, you know, just like that extra management piece. And I think it's really easy to say, well, we'll just get an intern. But then what kind of like value is the intern getting, and what value is the business getting? And so this, hopefully, you're kind of our test case too. You're like our pilot class for this. So we're hoping that this kind of new model pays off for everyone, really. Have you noticed anything that's different here versus those other places?
More chill environment.
We're very fun and cool. Thank you. I feel youthful and wonderful. Yeah, we have fun while we work hard, for sure.
Yes.
Thank you for noticing.
I definitely appreciate the non-traditional workplace where I can just wear my
wear your comfies.
T-shirts and
we had a relaxed, like, I can't remember the term that we used, like smart casual dress code, like pre-COVID, and then post-COVID we're like, we're not taking a ton of meetings in person, so as long as like you're comfortable and it's not like weird, just wear what you want, because we don't have time to like patrol that. So yeah, I agree. Do you know yet what your post-college plans are? I hate this question for you so much, because it's like, I'm 35 and I don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
No, it's definitely a question I get asked a lot. So,
I'm sure. Do you have just like your note card?
My response usually is, if I end up doing something on the ad side, it's definitely going to be creative, like making the ads.
Yeah.
So like basically what I'm doing here. And if I do something on the graphic side, there's a lot of different things I could do with that. So probably like the more I learn, like maybe some UX UI design, maybe looking into like magazine layout, because I really enjoyed that. Basically anything, I guess. But yeah.
It's also you don't have to decide. Like I said, I still don't know. This is like kind of a follow-up. How do you think this internship will help you in that way?
I definitely think just learning a lot more about UX UI design and like working in a marketing agency, like to get the feel for like maybe what the ad side would look like. So that's
one thing I've talked with she's kind of our junior designer about. She had done internal marketing previously, where she was working for a single organization, and that's just like a lot of repetition. But on the agency side, you kind of get to see all of it. So now she's doing print, she's doing digital, she's designing websites, and like learning all of those pieces. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. my final question for you, and probably the most important, your favorite place to eat in Sioux City as a native. So I feel like you have an extra layer of expertise.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It really depends on my mood.
Okay.
So let's say, I don't know, Mexican food.
Yes.
Mi Familia is one of my go-tos right now.
Yep.
Mardo's is my favorite like lunch spot because of their grilled cheese they have.
I was just gonna ask.
Yes.
Because they do the like bruschetta grilled cheese, right?
Yeah.
Or is it
it has like a chipotle aioli on it.
Yes.
And then bacon and cheese.
So that's not what I was thinking, but that also sounds
it's
delicious.
Really good.
Okay.
Really good. I used to really like Soho, but I feel like they've changed their menu a lot.
It's been so hard for me to keep up with the menu changes because they used to have a breakfast burger that we talked about all the time. Julie, if you're listening, bring back the breakfast burger. And you'll have an office full of people waiting at the door.
Their club sandwich was really good too, and that's what I used to get all the time. But I don't think they have that anymore. I haven't been there in a hot minute, so
I'm fondly remembering their macaroni and cheese with the like crumbles on top. There was like a breadcrumb layer. Okay.
Yes.
It's after lunch, but I feel like I need a redo on lunch. Now I also want to go eat all of those things that you just talked about.
Yes.
Maybe we should make a list.
Iron Hill was really good too, but they closed that, so can't go there anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Their teriyaki chicken.
You're giving me like Sioux City deep cuts right now too.
This is like all the places that like are go-tos because that's where me and my family eat a lot.
Yeah.
Bar Louie too, even. That's a good one.
The loaded tots at Bar Louie.
I haven't had those yet.
Okay.
But they're little sliders. Very good.
Say more about that. What's on a slider?
They're like. So
do we have time for this?
Like.
This is important.
It's fine. If it doesn't make the cut, it's
right.
Fine. So they're like obviously little sliders, and then they have like a little onion pickle jam, or not pickle, onion bacon.
Like bacon jam. I'm trying to remember if I've had those or if I've had something similar somewhere else, but I think
Mardo's also has something very similar. So
my mouth is watering. I have to go have some bacon jam. All right, Emma, this was a delight. Thank you so much for making me starving.
That's it for another episode of Cocktails, Tangents, and Answers.
We hope it was as much fun to listen to as it was to make.
You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at @RichMackey. I try not to make it too difficult. It's just my name. And you can find our agency at Antidote_71. That's ANTIDOTE_71 on Twitter and Instagram as well.
And you can find me at home sipping a craft cocktail prepared by my in-home bartender. It's my husband.
We'll be back with another episode every other week and a whole new cocktail recipe, plenty more tangents, and of course, answers to those pressing marketing questions.
And if you'd like to send us a question, you can go to ctapodcast.live to send us an email.
Or you can call our hotline at 402-718-9971 and leave us a voicemail. Your questions might be used for future episodes of the podcast.
For now, like and subscribe and tune in next time.